Hello everyone. Today in my podcast or video, depending on what platform you're watching, I'm going to be covering the new Photizo Flexible LED Pad. This is such a great bit of kit, and I actually got it for my dog, but I've been using it myself because I tore my hamstring. All the marathon training I've done, not had any injury, tripped up on a dog walk. But stay tuned because I'm going to tell you all about this nifty piece of kit to help either you or your dog. Cue Seren to come in just as I'm recording. So if you're new here, my name is Dr. Helen. I'm an emergency medicine doctor and also a vet certified animal aromatherapy specialist and behaviourist, and I love to help people with an integrative approach to their health and that of their pets. So if you like what you're listening to, please give me a follow on and let me know in the comments what sort of stuff you want me to cover so that I know that what it is you need and I can carry on creating more content for you. So let's get started. This I've been waiting for. So I've already got the Photizo handheld device, which I absolutely love, and I think it's really great. But, you know, as dogs get older and their issues become more widespread, I was really keen when I heard about this, and it's only just arrived in the UK. So this is it all flashing. So let me tell you a bit about it. Now, if you've read one of my blogs before about red light therapy, or maybe you've already got the handheld device, you will know a little bit about it. And what this does is it works on red light, so that's red light and also near infrared, and this light interacts with the body on a cellular level. It's not just warm light, it actually stimulates the mitochondria in the cells to produce up to 250 times more ATP. So that's the fuel that your cells need to repair themselves. And it will even help to regulate DNA and RNA synthesis, which basically tells the body to follow the correct healing path so that it's not just rushing to create scar tissue, which is, fingers crossed, it's all going to be good for me for the marathon. And it opens up those blood and lymph vessels. So great for flushing out waste and getting the oxygen exactly where you need to get it. So I cannot believe what a difference it's actually made for my hamstring. And I've literally been using it for the first 3 days. I think I used it twice a day, and then I've been using it daily, and it's been healing up the speeding process. So let me just get started on this. So it does come with a very detailed instruction booklet, and it tells you all the different features of it, but it doesn't tell you why you would use the different settings. And that's what I found a bit disappointing. So I've done a bit of a deep dive, and hopefully this is going to provide all the missing information. Now, I've got it all in a blog as well if you want to see it in the written form, and it goes into a little bit more detail. So this is the little handheld controller. You can see it there. Thank you, Holly. You're sniffing my microphone. So first of all, it's got a dual wavelength. So it either operates at 650 nanometers, which is the visible red light, or both 650 nanometers and 850 nanometers. Okay, so it's the shorter wavelength, the 650 nanometers, is primarily absorbed by the skin and superficial tissue. And research shows that it's highly effective for collagen production, wound healing, and skin inflammation. So when you set it on, it has a little figure in the middle, and it will give you the different wavelengths. So you get the choice of either the 650 or all. 650 or although it's obviously reversed, it's showing you there. So if you've got obviously problems with bone, muscle, or tendons, you want to use the dual wavelength, which is both of them. So this is operating at the near infrared because it's going to be able to penetrate into those deeper areas. And so this is the gold standard for joint pain and muscle recovery and deep-seated inflammation. So just pop it on all unless you've got skin issues that you want to do, and you do need to have it quite in good tight contact with the skin. Now it also has different powers as well, and it goes from, and that's on that button there, it goes through P1, 2, 3 to 4. So you've obviously got to decide what is going to be the best power for you. If you've got too little, it's not going to have an effect. And if you want to have it at the sweet spot, and if you've got too much, it could actually inhibit healing. So let's just go through what the different things say. So P1, as you would expect, that's lower power, and you'd use that for maybe about 15 minutes. And that's going to be best for acute injuries or very sensitive areas. So it might be a bruise or a little inflamed joint. lower intensity for shorter duration to prevent overstimulating the tissue. And then P2 and P3, this is medium power. You want to use that for sort of 30 to 35 minutes, maintenance zone, great for chronic issues like arthritis or slow healing skin conditions. And so you'd put that on. Now you also get to choose the timing on these as well. So you will have it on your different power setting. And then you get to choose there's a little clock button there. So you can put it on and it goes up in 15-minute increments. So 15, 30, 45 or 60. Now the higher power, P4, you'd use that for about 60 minutes, 45 to 60 minutes, and that's going to give you a high energy count there. And the literature suggests that higher doses are required for deep tissue like the spine or the deep muscle groups because so much energy is lost as light travels through the skin. Now, one thing that you really need to pay attention for, because it's for your pets rather than for you, is the fact that this corresponds with the different powers, also correspond with different temperatures as well. So the P1 is at 36 degrees, which is 98 degrees Fahrenheit. P2 is 37 degrees C, which is 100 degrees Fahrenheit. P3 is 39 degrees C, which is 103 Fahrenheit. And P4 is 41 degrees C, which is 106 degrees Fahrenheit. And that gets hot. So I've been using it for 45 minutes at P4, but the last 5 minutes it can get a bit hot, and I've actually been dropping it down to P3. So do bear that in mind with your pets, particularly if you are attaching them to this, because it has a Velcro strap that can go around. I'm actually just tucking this in on my dog so she gets the option to leave, but also you know, when she's sleeping, or I'm resting it over her spine rather than actually putting it tying it on. So just bear that in mind, because we don't want to make your dog feel uncomfortable. Now, frequency of use, okay, less is not more. It's a bit of a myth. So research that's been done by a doctor at Harvard who's a specialist in photobiomodulation has found that consistency is more important than a single long session. So for chronic pain, you're going to be looking at 3 to 5 times a week is the clinical standard. And if you're looking at recovery from an injury, then once daily for the first 3 days. There is more detail in the booklet as well, which gives you sort of a more detailed approach for using it for conditions. But I think that's a good idea of getting it started. I've been using it. I did use it twice for the first 3 days. And then also I've been using it from then on. I've been using it once daily because I really wanted to optimize my healing process. And that does seem to have worked really well for me. I couldn't walk on Saturday and at all, and Sunday I've been able to walk, and today, Wednesday, I've gone out for 2 hours walking on the beach. I've still got pain, nowhere near the same, but I'm able to walk. Thank you. So frequencies here. So this, I think, was one of the most confusing bits, is the frequency button. So generally you can have it in continuous mode is the default, so it just gives you this pure energy here. So let's just pop it on, so it's just in continuous here. Now if we change it and it goes to, first of all, 10 hertz, so this is alpha waves. This is similar to brain waves associated with meditation, and it helps improve coordination and enhances a sense of relaxation. Now you can also get it up to 40. Now if you've got epilepsy, don't look at the screen, because that can actually trigger that in the, oh, is that going into the 40? There you go. This is close to human brainwaves that can improve the overall treatment effect through brainwave entrainment. And then you have this breathing mode. Now on the instructions it says that it says H. It doesn't. On mine it says H05, so that's 5 hertz, I assume. It says on there because it tallies with the rest. But this is a very slow, steady pattern that stimulates natural breathing. And I found this very good for stressy dogs. So certainly for Seren, who's blind and deaf, she's settled much better when she's had this on this mode, when she's breathing. It's just very relaxing. But generally, you're going to use the continuous mode. So that's been what I've been using it for me. I have tried it as well at night on the 10 hertz to help with sort of a bit of feeling a bit relaxed. And I found that quite nice. I did do that last night. But I think, you know, there's different ways to use it. And I think if you've got a dog that's getting a bit older, maybe you want to improve their cognitive function, then actually if you're laying this on the spine and they've got some spinal problems, then actually having it on the 40 hertz is going to be really good. If they're getting a bit unsteady in the joints, and, you know, having it on the 10 hertz to help with their coordination and relaxation is going to be beneficial for them as well. Now, whether you want the pad or the handheld device is going to depend on the dog. And I don't think it's a one size fits all. Now, with more active dogs, I think the pad is going to be a little bit tricky unless they are going to stay still or they're sleeping. And, you know, certainly thinking of past dogs who would have benefited from this therapy, there's no way they would have laid still for me with this on. So the handheld device, which gives a burst of red light therapy for about 31 seconds, is brilliant, because you just do the 31 seconds, they move away, you do the next bit, they move away, and that's brilliant. But certainly if you've got an older dog, or for you, although this is only sort of licensed for animals at the moment, but you know, it's you can use it yourself. Thank you, Mufasa. You'd be, you know, you might be better off with the handheld device if you're looking for targeted aches or pains, and I certainly use the handheld device on my face and, you know, skincare and things like that. But this is such a lovely bit of kit. So a little bit of extra tips for optimization. All the animals want this now. You need to have direct skin contact. So you do need to make sure it is wrapped around, and I've been tucking it in on Seren to get it as flush against the skin as you can. Make sure you or your dog is really hydrated, because photo biomodulation works by affecting the water molecules around the mitochondria, which helps. So being well hydrated is going to increase the effectiveness of it. And remember, if you're using something that's deep into the tissues, like a joint, then use the powers 3 or 4. And if you're using something superficial, then 1 or 2. And just remember, obviously, our dogs aren't as bulky as we are, so they can get hotter. There is a few little safety just to bear in mind as well. So, you know, if you're using the pulsed beams, be careful not to do directly into it if you or your pet are prone to seizures. The pad is thank you. Honestly, it's a nightmare in this house sometimes with all my pets. As well, don't, you know, you will get pain relief from it. So, but just be mindful with your pets that if they get the pain relief from it, they may start sort of jumping around and actually end up crocking themselves more. So do be a bit vigilant after they've had a session with it. Now, I've found this absolutely brilliant to add essential oils afterwards as well, because the blood vessels have all got better flow. The vessel diameter has increased. It's all dilated. So that's going to make any oils that you apply to the skin be absorbed far more effectively. So the red light and essential oils are just such a great match for each other. So I hope that's given you a bit of insight into this brilliant pad. Thank you, Mufasa. It is absolutely lovely. And, you know, if you've got any questions or you're not sure what is what, then please just let me know. And if you want to get it, you can pop to my store. I'll link it in the show notes and help you get started. But this has been absolutely such a marathon saver, because although I'm not going to get a PB now, I am going to still be able to run the marathon, and I've still got 10 days to go. So 10 days of using this with my beautiful essential oils as well. I'm going to be at that marathon start line. So as always, if this has been a good podcast for you, please leave me a 5-star review. And if you've got any questions or, you know, want to learn some more, make sure you're following and hitting the subscribe button so you keep updated for when another podcast comes out. So stay safe, stay well. Bye.